Okay, Miss T. So, follow up from yesterday's comments. First thing is, most people, well, everybody commented that they thought that your baby talk is just fine. So, can we see your video there?
Yeah, you can see me, I promise you.
So, everybody said your baby talk is fine. Go ahead, they liked it, okay? And then we had...
Because you cute little baby.
Yes. Other
no,
ones.
when you love something, you're going to baby talk it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, my little baby puppykins. My little honey buns.
I wish they hadn't said anything now.
Yeah. And then other people said, let's see here. Oh, love you guys. Keep those doggies rolling.
Is that what they said?
Yeah,
That's funny.
They did.
Liked our singing. We didn't scare you off with our singing.
Yeah. Well, those people had to wait till the very end, so I was impressed. I figured that we had like one person left by the end of it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So Quebec says, my female is expecting 8 to 9 puppies. She's 59 days today. She recently started regurgitating when she drinks water. Is that normal?
She's got an upset tummy. She didn't have any room. If she's real big, she didn't have any room.
Yeah, that's quite okay. I mean, well, it's not any fun for her, but it's completely normal. Nothing to be...
You slack off her food a little bit because, and feed her smaller amounts, but more often.
Yeah.
Because she's got a big tummy, she doesn't have any room, so give her a little bit instead of everything all at once, and that'll help with her tummy.
Johan Ortiz says, your videos give me confidence to succeed. We have lots of people who succeed based on getting info from our videos, so that's what it's all about, folks.
Into that.
We get around the corner here. Yeah.
Well, it's bridge.
Hazel Valenzuela says, at what age is the red eye glow visible in puppies? That's a really good question. I don't think I've answered that one before.
Usually if they're merles, they glow from the time they open just about.
And it's not very meaningful either, is it?
No.
Because merles, what we're talking about here is the red eye glow that you see that tells you that you've got a chocolate dog. So the problem gets to be is well, it's not a problem anymore. It used to be you couldn't test for chocolate, but a dog that is chocolate, 2 copies, either little b, or little co, will show a red eye glow. I've never seen one.
Lilacs too.
And lilacs too, well, because the lilacs are blue and chocolate dog.
Yeah.
But,
well, you've never seen one? A chocolate dog?
No, I've never seen one that didn't have a red eye glow.
Okay, I started to say.
No, I've seen tons of them too.
It's like, no.
No, I've had people say, oh, it's not reliable. I tell you what, in hundreds of dogs.
Yeah.
Hundreds of dogs. I've never seen it fail. But, it doesn't necessarily show up right away. So we had a dog the other day.
Yes.
Dixie's little dog, right?
Yes.
A little lilac girl.
Yep.
Absolutely has to be, platinum.
Yes, she's a little
Platinum girl.
You talk about a red eye glow. That little girl glowed.
Well, yeah, but remember we did, and this is at like 7 weeks, and it wasn't really convincing until you got in the right position, right?
Right.
Whereas that chocolate merle, bam, it was like a little little red devil.
Yeah.
So the point here is that you've got to have a little bit of experience with this. You may not see it very convincingly for the first, week or two after their eyes are open, and you may not see it very well until it's 2 months. And you will absolutely see it at 6 months. So it's kind of a bit hit and miss. The best way that I can say to see this is if you've got a litter of puppies that you know some of them are not going to be chocolates, you take a picture of the whole lot together and then you can look at the difference. What you will see in a dog that has a red eye glow when it starts out is the outside part of the iris, the pupil, not the center part, but the pupil, the outside of the pupil. You'll see it's definitely a different colour than the actual iris, the middle part. And that middle part will have a slightly kind of a dark crimsony colour to it. Mm-hmm. It's not very red, it's hard to see it, but if you've experienced with this, you'll know what you're looking at.
The further back you video this with the flash on as you're videoing, the further back you stand, the better eye glow. If you're up real close, you won't get as good of an eye glow.
And you've got to go in a complete dark room.
Yeah,
and you've got to have a video on your camera. It can't be a photo. That will completely fool you. You'll see red flashes that don't count. And I can tell you one thing that's not a red eye glow is if you take a picture and some of the pictures look blue, that's not going to be a red eye glow. You're going to get some artifacts that make you think otherwise. But you will not show blue or green or turquoise. It will absolutely be some other colour, dark or red. How much are your incubators and how do you order one? Small ones are $2.95, big ones are $3.15, $10 shipping, and you order it at
www.mybreedersupply.com.
And typically we'll ship them out same day you order. And they're great. You can run them in the car, you can run them at home.
I don't know how we ever lived without one.
Right.
I mean...
Well, we'd have lost puppies though.
Oh, yeah.
So,
We've saved so many puppies with that.
Yeah. Not just for
Very handy.
Yeah.
Not just for your car. It's for home, at the vet's office when puppies are born. Have your vet put them in that immediately because you've already got it heated up and warmed, hopefully.
Yeah, and also weak, sick puppies.
Car adapters, and you have adapters for the UK also.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, thanks, Tammy. See, clever. Yeah, we sell these things for all over the world.
That's why you married me.
That is why I married you. We manufacture this for anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Doesn't matter where you are.
Big and small.
Big and small puppies, that's right.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay.
Oh, goats. You got
whatever
goats.
I've got
baby
people in
pigs
health departments who are
squirrels,
yep. Possums, badgers, birds. They've all been. I've got one wildlife outfit. They've got like 6 of the silly things. 3 smalls, 3 bigs. And anyway, right. Okay. Let's see. My blood test came back. Here's a funny one. My blood test came back at 16. She's around 6 days in. Well, that's a really big number for not very many days in. Normally at day 6, your numbers are something around a 1. So a couple of things here. First thing is make sure you know what kind of a machine your vet is using. We all talk about Idex machines, and we try to reference our numbers to Idex. And with an Idex machine, a dog can be bred on about a 15, but a mini Vidus machine will be almost twice that number. You'll be breeding a mini Vidus at about a 28. So be prepared for that. But the answer is, if she's really a 16, you need to get on with it and get that dog bred.
Hang on to it again when I go through this. Hang on to it.
Somebody's saying you two guys are like 2 kids fighting in a sandbox.
We do.
Oh, you should see us when we're on best behavior when the video's going.
Yeah. You wouldn't like it if you saw
No,
us.
we're like Trump and Biden. I mean, it's just bloody ridiculous.
Please,
Go there. Okay.
don't go there.
We're not that bad.
No.
Okay.
No.
Would you recommend getting a female or a male first? We want to start breeding. By the way, we love it. Okay. I know the answer that I'd come up with this. What do you come up with, Tony?
I come up, if you're wanting to get it started in the breeding, you would buy your female first because it could be 9 months when she comes into her first heat, or it could be a year when she comes in her first heat. So I would get my little stud dog second.
First? Oh,
Is that what you're going to come up with?
No.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No. Well, I mean, that's a valid point.
Because the stud dog, if you're using for a stud dog, he's ready to go. If he's ready to go, AKC will accept him at 7 months.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to tackle it a slightly different way. This is a great thing about these conversations. You get to hear a real-world conversation about 2 slightly different opinions. So, what Tammy said is valid. Look, you need the female before you need the stud dog, because the female takes at least a year before the female's ready, versus maybe 9 or 10 months for the male. But I would not have a male unless it's just a family pet. If he's going to be a stud dog, I'd rely on somebody like us to provide stud service.
Yeah.
And because every stud dog that you have takes the place of a female that could have had a litter for you. The reason to have a stud dog is because you're going to stud that out to other people, and it's a different part of the whole business. And you need to know about all of it. Look, I mean, we spend a ton of time helping people.
Yes.
And the reason we do that is because they need help to be able to get a litter, and you need to know about the whole thing. You need to know about the breeding aspect, about raising a pregnant dog, about whelping. Yeah, go ahead.
If you're having the male for your pet, they are the best little Romeos. They are so, and I'm not saying females aren't loving and affectionate, but there's just something special about those little boy dogs.
Cut their nutties off.
I know, but
you don't want to step on the house.
I had to say my piece.
Well, it's fair enough.
Hang on to that, because I got to take off.
You're right about that. Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. I mean, look, females and males, boys and girls, they're all great in Frenchies. Frenchies are great dogs. But honestly, you don't necessarily want a stud dog in the house, because he's intact and he will tend to pee on things.
Well, that's what he's made for.
That's what it's made for. So my recommendation is, and I had a whole video on this, but honestly, what you should be doing is you should go and get yourself a girl first, learn about Frenchies, make sure you like the breed, find out what it takes to have a litter, and then that way you can help your customers when they're ready to use your boy. And the other part about this is you can't keep on using your boy and keep girls from babies from that litter, because you'll be line breeding, and that definitely is not something that you want to be doing. I mean, unless you're in the show ring and you've got some very good reason to do it. Yeah. Okay. So enough of that one.
Well, I hope they don't line breed.
Just add a litter of puppies, French bulldogs. They're 10 days old, but one of the puppies has a diarrhea problem.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. So what do you do for a diarrhea problem? What do you do for a diarrhea problem, Tony? 10 days old.
10 days old?
Mm-hmm. I got an answer.
Okay, give your answer, because I'm looking for a parking place. You
We're
know
here
how
at
women's
Dillard's.
trying to find a parking place.
So look, I mean, first thing I'm thinking is if you've got a dog that's 10 days old, I might just do my first worming a little early. So Nemex 2, normally do it 2 weeks, push it by 4 days. I would think that might not be a bad thing to do. So that's the first thing I'd do. Second thing would be is maybe give it some canned pumpkin. Canned pumpkin can sort out all kinds of things. Tammy's about to leave us. Are you going shopping, Tammy?
No, I'm waiting on my daughter first. I was making sure I'm not going to get my car bumped.
All right, then we'll put this
I
back over
can't stand it when somebody opens up a car door and bangs into another vehicle. That's uncalled for.
there. Yeah, we've got
I
lousy.
taught my kids.
God, we've got lousy sun. Let's just
I
move it
know.
over here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll hold it over here. There we go. Okay.
Down view. You need to be up. We're too old for down views.
Yeah, whatever. We have a barker. Only one. She's very demanding. Won't be crated.
Do what?
They got a dog that barks all the time. I'm assuming it's a Frenchie, which is unusual, right? Frenchies don't normally bark. I mean, our dogs, they'll only bark when somebody comes in the house, and then they'll just bark a couple of times. And after that, they don't bark unless they're upset about something.
Yeah.
So we had
I
another.
think we had that.
No,
Before, didn't we?
that was about somebody else. That was another one, but this is a different deal here. This is a single person dog. So, I mean, there's a couple of things I think of when you hear a dog that barks. One is you wonder whether the dog's deaf. So you did make a mention of that the other day.
Yeah.
So a dog that's deaf might be barking a lot, but you can find out if a dog's deaf. Wait till it's sleeping, go up behind it with a couple of pads, smack them together, and if the dog doesn't move, you've got a deaf dog, and that's why it's barking.
Yeah, because I talked about the deaf cat that we had
Yes,
that
right.
meowed all the time.
So what else do you? I mean, we've never had this problem with a dog that barks like crazy. I mean, you know, the first thing I try and do is some.
well, you've got to train the dog
Yeah.
when it's young.
Right.
Tell it no,
Yeah, right.
and tap the cage, no, and reassure it that you're there. Like if you have it in the kitchen and you're working in the kitchen, don't do close up on me, please.
You look pretty, honey.
No, and
Nobody wants to look at me.
it can realize that you're still there working around if it's sitting in the crate, because you don't want it running around and peeing on the floor, and then take it out to go potty and bring it back in and play with it. That's its reward for being good.
Right.
It's just like your children. You teach your children early. And that's the way they learn.
Guap Drop asks, my lilac female goes into heat every 8 months. I haven't had any luck on getting her pregnant. Would you suggest early, like 5, 10, 15 days? By day 13, normally she's at a progesterone level of 19. I've done a surgical at a progesterone of 19, and she didn't take. Well, you did it right. I mean, a surgical on a 19, normally do a little bit higher than that, but 19 should get it done. I mean, normally do a surgical more like at a 22 to a 25. But look, the difference between a 19 and a 25 is like half a day, so that's not the problem. If you're not getting a dog pregnant, what could be the reasons why? Well, of course, technique, but you did a surgical, so you wouldn't think that's the case. Poor semen quality, where you think that someone's doing a surgical, they'd have checked that, so that's not the case. So then there's two other things we're left with. It's just bad luck. Sometimes it just doesn't take. Or you've got some underlying problem with the girl. So I would go have a blood test done to make sure that there's not something crazy on her blood numbers, like a thyroid level that's too low. And then the other thing about this is that sometimes dogs get pregnant, but they won't sustain the pregnancy because their progesterone levels aren't high enough, and you can do a check on that. So there's a bit of a mystery. I don't have any magic answer on that one. Blah, blah, blah. You guys are the absolute cutest. Honey, we're the cutest. We're the cutest. Lemon juice. Oh, here we go. So we are, well, we know we had a conversation the other day. We couldn't remember what you do when you've got a puppy that's having problems breathing.
Yeah.
Well, the answer was, and I told you what it was this morning, because a number of people said, the answer is...
when it was hot.
Yes,
yeah, the
right.
lemon juice.
Lemon juice,
yeah.
right.
I knew it's citrusy.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's some kind of
yes.
ice cream the French ice cream that had the citrusy stuff
yes.
that woman gave her dog.
So lemon juice, squirt some lemon juice in their mouth. So there you go.
Yeah.
Then somebody else said,
not gag it, but,
somebody else said, and we learnt this from you, rubbing alcohol on the pads of their feet and under their armpits.
Yeah.
So that's another one we'd mentioned
That's
before,
another
and we forgot to mention that the other day. So that's another good
Yeah.
one. So that one was from Jessica, who told us about that, and Kim, who reminded us. So thank you guys.
you.
Very good. Yes.
We like that. Get your opinion too.
Chris Burgos says, I have 2 female Frenchies, both are 9 weeks old. I'm feeding them a mixture of soft food, blue home style recipe chicken, and some crushed up puppy raw canine. So my concern is
Raw canine?
both have small
Raw
bumps.
canine.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
both have small bumps on top of their head with the tips of the bumps dry. Have you had experience with this? And if so, what can I do to make it better?
Little bumps on the top of their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's kind of like a little cradle cap. Sometimes it's from other puppies wrestling around with them if they have teeth and they're biting each other on top of their heads, and good brushing it off and cleaning it. Was that your big finger?
Yeah, I was looking with the camera, so look at the camera.
Thought,
Okay,
what is
so
that?
so typically when you see this, like you say, it could be because it's on the top of their head. I'm going to bet that this is I can't think of the right word for it now. It's basically the hair follicles get a little infection in them. Not diverticulitis.
Sometimes that's on their little mouth because when they're nursing on mama,
yeah, you say
it's like a little pimple.
Yeah, puppy
Yeah.
acne is what you call it sometimes.
But when they're
yeah.
nursing on mama and the milk and everybody else, you know, nursing on the milk or the teat of the mama dog, that they get a little infection there where her hairs are growing back out after they've been shaved.
Yes.
And poking them in the face and getting a little pimple on them.
Yeah, so
that's where you kind of keep your mama dog's belly cleaned off and her titties for the puppies.
yeah, so keep things as sanitized as you possibly can. I think what's going on here is you've basically got little infections of the hair follicles, and so there's a couple of ways to treat this. First thing I'd do is a medicated shampoo. Give them medicated shampoo. That
Don't get it in their eyes.
Right.
Don't get it in their eyes.
But try
because medicated. Just cleaning it.
Yeah.
With a mild soap and water on top of their head with a little wash rag.
Yeah. So normally it clears up pretty quick, doesn't it? It dries up and it clears up. The other thing that you can see here is you can get bumps all over the body, and that's a staph infection, and that one's going to take some antibiotics. So yeah. All right. So Tammy's fixing to say goodbye because our daughter's about to show up.
She parked on the other side.
Did you? Okay. So
Yeah,
one more.
I'm still
Did you add the cost of nanny on top of what you were asking for puppies? Yes, we do. Our nanny Kelly, charges us somewhere between $500 and $550. That gets, we don't make any money off it, but at the same time we don't discount that. That gets handed off straight to our customers when they pick a puppy up. We like it when we nanny delivers them because she does so well. Tammy just left us, so they just got me by itself. Lucky you people. I think we're about done here. Let's see if we can get one more in. Blah 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 blah. Just more congratulations about stuff, so nothing here we really want to say much about, other than the fact that we like it when people congratulate us. I'm not finding anything here that I haven't already taken care of. Somebody commented about one of my videos where my centrifuge was bouncing around a little bit, and they want to know whether I'd balanced the centrifuge. What they're talking about is when you have a centrifuge, you need to put something in both sides in tubes opposite each other to kind of balance it out, and I had not done that, and they were right. That was the reason for it, so thank you for that. Oh, last one here. Joe Kyatt says, if dogs lock up together, does that guarantee that they'll be pregnant? Look, there's my daughter right there, with her mask on. So the answer is no, it does not guarantee. It's extremely likely they'll get pregnant. I can tell you this, anytime that dogs get hooked up when you don't want them to do, they always get pregnant. That's guaranteed. When you want to have the litter, you're really wanting a litter really badly, and the dogs hiccup, that's the time that they will not get pregnant. That's always guaranteed too. But the answer is the majority of the time when dogs get hooked up, you can expect to have a litter. And if you didn't want that to happen, I've got a video on how to take care of that. But basically, it's time to go.
I'm gonna park better.
Okay, all right. So Tammy just come in here to say goodbye to everybody. So say goodbye, Tammy.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching our videos, everybody. Everybody be safe. Bye.
Bye.